Marfan syndrome is an autosomal, dominantly inherited disorder of connective tissue that affects the skeletal, ocular, and cardiovascular systems. The disorder affects approximately 1 in 5,000 people, and there is variability in the distribution and severity of symptoms. It was first characterized by a French pediatrician by the name of Antoine Marfan, who noticed symptoms consistent with congenital connective tissue disorder in his patients. Marfan is one of many genetic disorders which arise due to mutations in a person's DNA. In patients with Marfan syndrome, the DNA is altered so that a specific protein called fibrillin-1 is made incorrectly. The DNA of the 15th chromosome has a mutation in the nucleotide sequence of the gene FBN1 by changing a guanine to a thymine. This causes the spliceosome to remove a section of a particular exon of the mRNA. When the FBN1 gene is translated, the amino acids 1567 through 1583 are deleted, which includes the removal of 2 important cysteine residues. Because the FBN1 gene is essential to the protein fibrillin, these changes to the amino acid sequence and structure of the protein cause fibrillin to lose full functionality. Fibrillin, a glycoprotein, is important to cells because it is necessary for the proper formation of elastin. Elastin is the main structure responsible for connective tissue's ability to properly support and provide structure for many different organs and tissues, such as the heart and cardiovascular systems, other muscles, and the skin. Because patients with Marfan syndrome cannot form the proper elastin structures, they typically have structural deficits in their tissue connections, which leads to developmental defects such as elongated fingers and disproportionately long and slender limbs, weak aortas, hollowed chest cavities, dolichocephaly, pneumothorax, myopia, as well as many other phenotypes. The suggested treatments for the symptoms associated with Marfan syndrome include beta blockers, which decrease blood pressure to relieve stress on the arterial vessels, and potentially cardiac surgery to replace the aorta, should this be necessary. Overall, Marfan syndrome is a great illustration of the detrimental impacts a small genetic change can have on protein functions and the whole organism. Alterations in the primary sequence of amino acids lead to a modification in the overall structure of the protein, which prevents effective functionality. This concept is the cause of various other genetic disorders, and treatment is difficult due to the genetic mutation being present in every cell. While genetic engineering is still experimental, gene therapy may hold the future for the treatment of these disorders. Although there is no cure for Marfan syndrome, the life expectancy of people with the disorder have increased through diagnosis and prophylactic measures, which provides hope for future patients. This was a production by Blue Jeans Incorporated.